And welcome to Valley Spotlight. I'm Kurt Bouts, your host, and I'm here with Adrian James and Kent Schreiber of the band Narrow Road out of Conway.
That's correct.
All right. Hey, I got something right. First question, what type of band are you, and what type of music do you play?
Mr. James? We've best been described as a college rock band or alternative. We have an eclectic instrumentation, got some mandolin, violin, weird stuff. But mostly pretty rocking. Got anything to add?
That was it. That was it. All right.
That was it, yeah.
Why did you choose this type of band? I mean, was it just something that happened when you started playing, or?
No, I mean, it's kind of something I think every musician out there knows that, music. It's a dream that you have. It's something that it starts off, I think, when you're at pretty much a young age, and then. It just kind of grows through the years and it becomes a passion in your heart, and eventually you just develop into what you're into now, and that's kind of why and how we are where we're at now, because it's a dream and it just developed over the years. It's a passion that you can't get rid of no matter how hard you try.
How did you come up with the name for this band?
Well, basically, kind of reverting back to what you said, I mean, me personally being a Christian, I read the Bible, and there's a verse in there from Matthew, the 7th chapter, and it says that basically that broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter in through that road, but narrow is the road that leads to life, and there are few who find it. And that's kind of where we got our name from.
Okay. When did you form the band, and who exactly formed Narrow Road up?
Initially, and I'll turn this over to Adrian in a second. Initially, Narrow Road started in 1991. I was just doing some basement stuff, and just me and a couple friends, and actually just another friend, and thought of the name Narrow Road and said, I always wanted to be in the band, and so that's where we started out from. I met Mr. James after that, and you take it from there.
I was in Germany at the time, and I had this strange dream that
I have a dream.
I needed to call Kent when I got back, that I needed to touch up with him, and he was working on a band, and that was what I was wanting to do. And we started as a three-man band with Kent on bass, and him writing all the music and lyrics. And we went through a lot of stages, through folk rock and through heavy metal practically.
You should have seen us in the glam rock stage. Adrian was wearing dresses and these glitter tops.
The sequins, I missed the sequins and the makeup, but we eventually split, and three of the guys went their own way to form a louder. They took our louder side with them, and we cut our first album after that with a lot of more easygoing, folky kind of stuff that was on our hearts at the time, and now we're kind of swinging back the other way. And somewhere along the way, we picked up 5 other members.
So it's kind of grown over time and changed.
Yeah.
Okay. You said that you've changed your style over time. Has that really, what brought that influence of changing your style? Was it just, you just felt like changing, or did it just sort of happen?
Initially, we were burnt out. Some of the guys in the band were pulling one way, and we were Kent and I both grew up on classic rock, and that's kind of where our vein, what we want to play. And the other guys were pulling more toward a heavy metal feel, and so we just kind of got sick of the fighting and pulling in two directions, and then we did some softer stuff. But we really just whatever's on our heart, what we feel like playing at the time.
Okay. Now you said you've added 500 other members to the band, so that brings your total up to 7.
That is correct.
7 members in one band.
That's right. We're the Narrow Doobie Brothers Road. So.
Well, what is the age span of the band right now? I mean, are you all in college, or?
We have some a few high school students in their upper levels. I think maybe one's a junior or something. We have.
Go ahead.
We have some high school students, and we have a few college guys, and a couple of us that are fresh out of college. So.
And our oldest member is an engineer. In his
Yes.
30s.
Yes.
On keyboard.
On keyboard.
Yeah.
Does that affect your music greatly, the age span and the variety of people that you have in your band?
In some senses it does. In others it doesn't. It doesn't in the aspect that we all enjoy the same, the same type of music, and so therefore we're all toward the same goal. The age span does. You got some guys who are really, punk influenced, punk rock and all that, and that's cool stuff, But they're, really thrashing and stuff, whereas, some of us are a little bit more mellow.
It causes some conflicts. Some of us are more focused, the older guys, but there's some wonderful things of it. The younger guys have a vitality and an energy that we sometimes lose because we're worried about more
So age is catching
yeah,
up
the
with
works
you.
of it, yeah. Worried about the music more, I guess, more than the
what
stage
instruments
show.
do you play in the band currently?
Well, I'm the lead vocalist and play rhythm guitar whenever I feel like it. So I kind of, willingly gave that up to the other guys because, just concentrate. If everybody concentrates on their own particular area, but that's what I do.
In our live shows, I'm now the lead rhythm guitarist, and I sing some background vocals, and every once in a while, if people beg and plead, I'll play a violin and mandolin sometimes.
Okay, so do you guys play anything else, other instruments that you just don't play in the band?
Yeah, I mean on the album, there's orchestration. I mean there's a real orchestra. There's mandolin. Yeah, there's mandolin and what else is there, man? Bongos and stuff like that, and all that.
Piano.
Yeah, piano and stuff.
So what all instruments do you have in the band right now?
Well, if you see us in concert, we have our keyboard player who, I hate the word keyboard, he plays a Leslie organ.
Like Hammond keyboards.
The old Hammond, like Boston Sound, Kansas, that kind of stuff. We have a percussionist who uses a rain stick and he plays with, with
Bongos,
bongos,
shakers, cowbell.
all that good jazz. So
Okay.
Guitars, bass, usual.
So you just got the usual plus
on top.
some.
Yeah.
every once in a while we'll whip out the electric tuba.
Aha! Electric tuba.
Kent's just learning that.
Do y'all write all your own music, or do you play like some cover songs?
We, as a rule, do all originals at our shows. Kent writes, he's the skeleton of the band and writes all of the lyrics and the music, the chord structures, and we start building on top of that and arranging from there.
So you're the skeleton now, huh?
I guess so. Yeah.
Do you write any music for the band, any?
Not per se.
much.
I mean, I'll write solos or I'll arrange, but generally, no lyrics or anything like that. No.
Do you have any albums out?
I'm glad you asked. we do have an album out called As Bridges Burn. It's our first album, and it's got a 16-page book with it, embossed cover, 3-color printing on the disc, just glorious disc. They're $12, 14 through the mail, and as Kent said, we have an orchestra on it and all sorts.
Has
of
your
stuff.
style changed since the album?
Yeah. That was when we were wanting to do more of our folk music, acoustic instrumentation, kind of classic rocky stuff. We've gotten a little harder since then, especially in our live shows.
Okay.
And some of that's going to show up on our next album, Slice of Life, which is due hopefully in a month or so.
All right. We're going to take a... Go ahead.
I was just going to say the new album is more progressive,
Ah.
and so it's faster paced. So.
All right. We're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be back with the Narrow Roads drummer, David Fox, right after this.
It's like my uncle Feltner sold his house, to make this flashlight, and it was solar powered. I bought like 1,000 raffle tickets one time, and there was like no prize. It's like saving up all your money to go snow skiing, and there's no snow. It's like once I kissed the girl of my dreams, and she had food in her teeth. Irony? I think so. It's like going to a concert, and then there's no band. It's like going to a Guns N' Roses concert. It's like rain on a rainy day. It's like rain on a good morning. Isn't it ironic?
And we're back with Narrow Road. We have a new band member here, David Fox, who is their drummer, percussionist, slash whatever else you want to call him. He beats things.
He's the visual timekeeper.
And Kent Schreiber, lead guitar, rhythm guitarist and lead vocalist. And I'm going to ask Dave here, how long have you been with the band?
I've been with the band since June of this year.
June of this year.
Yes.
And so, has their music influenced you in any way?
Definitely. Of course, I've always been considered myself more of a rock type style of a drummer, and playing with Narrow Road, we just seemed to kind of click. That's the best way I describe it. First practice we had, we just sit and basically had a good jam session, and it turned out really well. Our styles were similar, so it went really well. Yeah.
All right. So, does a new member influence the music
Definitely.
that you play?
Yeah.
In what ways, kind of?
Well, I mean, it's like when you have a new member. I mean, the band is a reflection of each individual. It's a composite reflection. And so when Dave came in, I mean, he brought a totally whole new personality. I mean, he brought, his vigor and his youthfulness, and man, he jams hard. and it added a very progressive sound to the band. And so I'm glad that we have Dave. So.
All right. Have you played in other bands before this?
Yeah, I've been in 2 other rock bands. I've been in a contemporary type of Christian rock band, and then with Narrow Road. And I've also played with different churches, played in praise bands and different things like that.
So you draw from your past experiences to help create the Narrow Road sound that you have?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And have you really played in any other bands besides Narrow Road?
No, Narrow Road's been around for since really '93 is when the complete band gelled together, and so it's just we've been here now for about 3 years, so this is it.
Getting more personal questions. Where do you get your inspiration for your music, both of you?
Well, I don't do a whole lot of writing, but as far as like maybe role models, or not actually role model, but influences, probably more rocks like Alex Van Halen, Neil Peart, different styles like that.
And you were also a member of the tech band, is that correct?
Right.
And do you use that in your shows, really?
Well, it's hard to say. Actually, I use the material from tech band. I use different rudiments in some of my fills. So I guess I use a lot of my past band experience.
And what do you use for your past experiences? Draw from?
Well, I mean, I draw some of the bands that have influenced me. I mean, the first band that I ever listened to was Kiss, and so that in that aspect, Kansas has influenced me so much. King's X, I think, is one of the most underrated bands there is. The 77s, those are some bands that I listen to a whole lot. Michael Knott, some other guys, and I mean, you draw from those influences, and of course, I mean, the big thing again is being a Christian. You draw from your relationship with Christ, and he takes you far.
So, do you just listen to this music for just basic ideas, or have you ever taken a song and changed it up to where you want it to be? Really?
No, because
No?
I mean that's
not legal.
No. I mean, but I think that anytime, even though as original as you can be, I think there's still going to be those elements that filter in from your bands that have influenced you. You can be original as you can, but you're still going to hear it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've heard that we kind of remind people of Kansas, and
Yeah.
and we don't try to be like them, but people hear that and they say, y'all kind of sound like this with the 90s edge to it, so it's like, cool.
Who, like a person from your past, was an inspiration for your playing music? What got you into music?
Well, I've always wanted to play the drums. It's just been my lifelong ambition. It's just some people have certain things they can do well, and I'm not saying I can play the drums extremely well, but I can play, and that's a gift from God, I think, and I know it is. It's really hard to say who got me into play. I think God. I think really just God said, David, you need to be playing drums, and so I did. And it's simple as that.
All right, what was the question again?
What was your inspiration to play music?
Well, man, it was when like I said, when I was young, I think like I was 8 years old, and I had about every Kiss 8-track that there was, except for like 2 or 3 of them. And,
so you're old enough to have an 8-track? You were...
Yes. Yes. And,
showing his age.
And I think I was more into Kiss, not for what they were singing about or anything. It was more like they were like superheroes, And I saw those guys, and I was really much into, really big into Star Wars back then, and into Spider-Man, and the comics and stuff, Batman, and all those dudes. And so Kiss were like musical superheroes, And so I was like, wow, that's so cool, And then I became born again, and in 1980, and groups like early Petra, the very early Petra, I was like, this is so radical. To me, it was even more radical than Kiss, and the reason why is because, man, these dudes are putting out cranking music, classic rock sound, kicking rock and roll, but they were singing about, Jesus Christ, who means so much to me, and that right there was what really motivated me to be in Narrow Road now.
When did you first pick up a guitar?
It wasn't until 1991.
So when you started the band?
Basically, yeah. I picked up a guitar and I started learning chords, and of course I'm still playing chords, but I'm playing a lot better now,
And you started out on bass, right?
Yeah, I played bass for a little bit, but just for a little bit.
Then you got into rhythm guitar
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
How long have you been playing, David?
I've been playing since about 7th grade, playing drums.
7th grade.
Started
Did you
in junior high band?
just start out in band?
Mm-hmm.
Started when he was beating his sister.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I bought me a drum set, and I've had that drum set. I still have it now, and I still use it as just a practice. I just recently purchased a new set, so I've been playing for quite a while.
Did you know any of the band members before you started the band?
Yes. Mr. James, who was up here with me previously. This is weird. I've known him since I remember seeing him for the first time in 7th grade. And then in high school, I used to give Adrian a ride home from school, but that was it. We were friends, but we were more like good acquaintances. We never did anything together on the weekends or anything. And I think we might have went to church once or twice, but together. But other than that, no. So it was just neat how, we were brought together.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a commercial break, and after this, Adrian's going to come back up here with Kent up here, and they're going to play a few songs for us here to close out our show. So we'll be back after this.
It's Pin Day.
Isn't he cute? Just like our little sheepdog.
And here we are with Narrow Road, and they're going to play a couple songs.
2, 3, 4.
what is real. The way I have mine, God has his, man is blind. Heartbeat fade, you're away. Father, right in my heart, fear depart. Heartbeat fade, you're away. Father, right in my heart, fear depart. You're away. Father, right in my heart, fear depart.
That was Pulse from his Bridges Burn.
Here's a new tune called Mother May I. That wasn't it. Dry your weary eyes for me. I'm sailing skyward and free. I'm only wanting you to be with me. Yeah. May I paint you a smile on your face? Could you stay for a while? Maybe at my place. And if my promise is true, I love you. And if I whispered I do, you believe it's true. Huh. Should I mention I'm found when our feet leave the ground? If I suggested his name, would you be freed from your pain? Dry your weary eyes for me, sailing skyward and free. I'm only wanting you to be me. Yeah. Hey. Oh, on your face, on your face, on your face, on your face, smile. May I rescue that frown on your face? Are you wandering around, searching for your space? Could I whisper what's true? I love you. Or should I scream, yes I do? Oh, it's true. Try your weary eyes for me, sailing skyward and free. I'm only wanting you to be. Loud for the credits.
This has been Narrow Road. This is Kent.
Dave. And Adrian.
Adrian. They're going to close with one more song, and that's it for this edition of Valley Spotlight.
It's called Death's Ongoing Thunder. It's from our CD. Your eyes focusing on the harbor as you see the ship's masts rolling in. You're so weighted down by your sorrow and drowning in sin. You long to go sailing at sunset and to pull into Paradise Bay. So you pack up your rations and Bible, and time won't delay. Yeah, get away. Don't you want to get away? Get away. Sail away to a tropical kingdom of wonder. Sail away far from that sun going thunder. Sail away, sail away, to leave this world behind you. Count everything but lost, and the island to which you are sailing is known as the cross. Christ is the captain of many who have witnessed their King rise at dawn, and the heavenly host of angels, yeah, is still rocking on. Well, so get away. Jesus calls you.